In this video, I'll be sharing my personal journey of why I decided to stop hiring house cleaners and how it profoundly transformed my home and lifestyle. You might be surprised to learn that my choice wasn't just about saving money. It was about reclaiming the emotional connection with my space and discovering newfound freedom. Join me as I explore the benefits of investing in my home, embracing minimalism, and involving my family in the process, all of which have turned cleaning from a chore into an act of self-care. Whether you're considering a similar shift or just curious about the impact of a more hands-on approach to home upkeep, this video is for you. 1. My home didn't feel like mine anymore. There's a strange moment when you walk through your front door and realize your home doesn't quite feel like yours. That's exactly what hit me after yet another perfect, professional cleaning. The scent was pristine, but the place felt hollow, like a hotel room that's been staged for someone else. I missed the connection, the quirks, the lived-in nooks. When you outsource care, you sometimes lose touch with the soul of your space. That feeling became impossible to ignore. For me, the trade-off between convenience and connection finally tipped. My home needed me, not just another scheduled service. 2. Money wasn't buying the right kind of freedom. Let's talk numbers. The average deep clean in my city runs $150 a visit. Multiply that by a couple times a month and you're staring at $3,600 a year. That's a designer coffee table, a fresh coat of paint in the living room, or a new entryway bench that actually sparks joy. I realized I was trading away real, tangible upgrades for the temporary shine of a quick mop. When I started investing in quality tools and beautiful cleaning caddies, the chore turned into a style statement. Suddenly, budget freed up for things that truly made my home sing. 3. Emotional investment transforms every room. It's easy to see cleaning as a grind, but once I took the reins, something surprising happened. Polishing my own mirrors, I noticed how sunlight danced through the windows. Scrubbing the kitchen backsplash, I remembered family taco nights. Each task connected me to memories, not just dust. The act of cleaning became a kind of mindfulness, an anchor to the present, a way to show my home real love. In a world that races forward, those moments of pause felt rare and precious. 4. Design psychology changed my cleaning routine. Designers know that our brains crave visual order. According to the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals, a cluttered entryway can raise cortisol levels by 30%. I started tailoring my cleaning around high-impact zones, like the hallway, kitchen island, and bathroom vanity. Focusing on these areas first made the whole place feel instantly lighter. I learned a trick from a stager. Wipe down every horizontal surface at eye level, because that's where buyers, and your own eyes, land first. The payoff? My home started to feel styled, not just sanitized. 5. Minimalism made cleaning practically effortless. I used to think more stuff meant more comfort. Truth is, it meant more dusting, more scrubbing, more stress. Once I started decluttering, donating books I never read, tossing chipped mugs, my space breathed easier. A house survey in 2024 showed that 64% of homeowners who decluttered reported instantly improved mood. With less to maintain, every cleaning session got shorter and more satisfying. Suddenly, the time I spent in my home felt focused and intentional, not frantic. 6. Quick wins build motivation and momentum. Here's a designer secret. Tackle a single, showpiece, spot before anything else. For me, it's the living room bookshelf. 5 tidy minutes there and the whole room feels pulled together, even if the laundry pile lurks out of sight. Small, visible victories create a domino effect. Each one nudges you forward. The same logic applies to staging. A single vase of flowers or freshly fluffed pillows can lift an entire space. Every little win made me want to keep going, not give up. 7. Real market value comes from cleanliness. A spotless home isn't just a pleasure, it's a profit. Zillow data shows homes that appear clean and well kept can sell for up to 10% more than comparable listings. Buyers notice fingerprints on stainless steel and smudged baseboards. When I took over cleaning, I started seeing my home through a buyer's eyes. I fixed the scuffed wall behind the trash can, polished the door handles, and tightened loose light switches. Those small touches don't just boost pride, they can literally pay off when it's time to move on. 8. Cleaning became self-care, not self-sacrifice. There's a secret wellness trend among designers and stagers. Treat cleaning as a ritual, not a punishment. I started playing my favorite playlists, lighting a candle, and giving myself a reward after each session, fresh flowers or a new throw pillow. Anyone? The process went from must do to want to. Research even backs it up. The National Sleep Foundation links tidy bedrooms to better, deeper rest. My sleep improved, and so did my mornings. 9. Family and roommates got involved naturally. Something shifted when I stopped outsourcing. My family noticed. It wasn't just about assigning chores, but about collaborating. We'd set a timer, blast music, and each take a zone. Even my stubborn teenager started straightening up his desk before game night. When cleaning became a shared act, our home felt more unified. We created new habits, laughed at old messes, and celebrated together when the place sparkled. 10. My home gained character and heart. Now, every brushed corner tells a story. That stubborn spot on the stair rail? A reminder of the puppy's first week home. The kitchen gleam? Proof of Sunday pancakes and midnight snacks. My house feels more alive and more me than it ever did under anyone else's care. Letting go of house cleaners wasn't about doing it all myself. It was about reclaiming the art of living with intention, style, and heart.